Hello, 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 and welcome once again to the Dr. Zeero Xiron Free Magic Secret Show, where all sorts of wonderful, wild stuff always happens because the world of magic is wild and wonderful in of itself. And it always, illustrates our greatest yearnings and inner fantasies. Our directions, our compass points, all these such things. So what I wanted to talk about today is a subject that's going to royal some feathers. It's going to royal them. It's going to make them, all regal and stuff, and they're going to be wearing like robes and crowns and whatnot. It can be Ran and Roa. But talking about roiling people's feathers, we need to have a discussion about King Belial. B to the E to the L to the I to the A to the L. Everybody's loving the Belial. Everybody's talking about the Belial. And we got to talk about a little bit about this current and a little bit about the origins in the history. Now, I watched some videos this morning that were kind of old. Various people talking about Belial very specifically. And people who, as magicians or left-hand path practitioners, devotees and stuff, people are really into Mr. B. A lot of fans out there. A lot of people see a lot of worth in the quote-unquote worthless one. So here's the thing with Belial, is that a lot of what people's practice, or, where they're digging at, almost always they got like a flag of the sigil from the Lemegeton. And it's like, the classic Belial sigil. Everybody's using this. Well, the thing that I really want to say here is that you got to talk about origins. And as you know, Judaism was the first religion. Then Christianity is a cult on top of that religion. And then the next big religion was a cult piggybacking off the Christian cult. So you got to go back to the original religion and the actual original context. So the thing that a lot of people aren't going to want to hear, but it's the absolute truth, is that when you dial it back to the Torah, this is where Belial first appears. Ooh, you hear that? Don't you want to dance? So anyway, you dial everything back to the original source, the Torah. And where Belial appears, it's talking about, it's a phrase, and it stands for worthless. There's a part in the Torah where they're talking about some group of people, the undesirable people, as the sons of Belial. And it's more like a dismissive, generalized term. And it does not actually describe, nor does it denote any kind of like literal demon. It is literally like an adjective to describe a bunch of people. And this is the thing we got to talk about, that Belial didn't exist until later. Christianity started rolling the name into their texts, and especially in apocryphal Christianity. And anything apocryphal is just a load of hooey. It can't be really it isn't canon. It doesn't really count. They're later additions, like fan fiction, basically. So the whole appearance of Belial is all part of the whole fan fiction of this religion. And it starts that this whole spiel that starts get created, or this narrative that in the order of the creation of the angels that had turned on God during the war for heaven led by Lucifer, Belial was like second in command, I guess. But again, this is all apocryphal stuff. So, I'm just one person, and I'm saying this as like friendly as possible. But guys, you're really, really getting completely invested in something that's like not real at all. And I'm not just talking about I don't believe in this entity, or I don't believe it's a real thing and it's just mythology. It's like it straight up doesn't exist even in the mythology. It's an invention. It's a later invention of fan fiction. And the Lemegeton, all the Solomonic magic stuff, someone made this shit up. These sigils from these books, all the Solomonic books, the sigils of the angels or the demons or whatever, someone at some point made the shit up. We just don't know who, when, where, what they were thinking. All we know is that these manuscripts start to pop up at certain times and are often compiled of material that's much older that we can't verify or figure out where it's coming from. So I don't know what to tell you other than to, like, from a factual historical sense, nobody was working with Belial in the sense that people do these days with their devotionals and such. Every time I look for a smoke, I find it on the ground. All right, so just wrapping up here, the previous audio, I'm not sure if that actually recorded. Not that you needed to know that, but so wrapping it up, I just wanted to say, like, anyone who's serious about Belial, understand that it's like a slang term to an adjective to say, worthless, the sons of worthlessness. It's the sons of Mr. Naughty Pants. There's no fucking demon named Belial. All right. Everything that is just, it's a fantasy. And a lot of you guys are just straight up worshiping this shit. And there's been many people driven crazy in pursuit of this and believing that this thing is like talking to them and communicating with them and teaching them stuff and all this. And there isn't much to say except that it's kind of a sad state of affairs. And I don't think I'm going to change any of your perceptions. You could be mocking this video and saying, yeah, right, Dr. Zeero, this and this and this and this. But I'm just speaking the truth, dude. Just research it. And, I'm sorry if it's an uncomfortable truth to hear, or you're going to be standing there feeling like a fool. But what else can I say? So I just wanted to chime in. If you don't believe me, research it. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I hope you all have a good weekend. This and that, yada, yada, yada.
Pushing barriers, planting seeds, enacting the mind gorilla. Highly hypnotic mantra, intimate joke upon the earth. Playing our mind games forever, druid wizards and witches, lifting the veil, waging the mind gorilla. Some call it magic, the quest to unveil. Reduced to zero, it is not absurd. Reduced to zero, Pythagoras concurs. Reduced to nothing, reality blurred. Condensed to nothing, freedom assured. Gambling our mind games together, smashing barriers, planting seeds. Propagandize the mind gorilla, bellowing mantra, a joke upon earth. Playing these mind games forever, occult magicians lifting the veil, enacting the mind gorilla. Some call it magic, raw power unveiled. The game is the answer, you know that for sure. The game is a flower, propaganda endures. Ooh, reduced to zero, you know that for sure. Reduced to zero, Pythagoras concurs. Reduced to nothing, reality blurred. Condensed to nothing, freedom assured. So keep hustling our mind games together, molding the future out of the now. You just can't whip all those mind gorillas. Absolute elsewhere, don't injure your mind. Yeah, we're waging these mind games forever, projecting checkmate in space and in time. Yeah, combating these mind games forever, advancing our pawns with reason and rhyme. Now is the answer, and you know that for sure. Never surrender, you gotta endure. Now is the answer, you know damn well for sure. Never surrender, forever endure. So keep on playing those mind games together, doing the ritual while we're under the moon. Keep on playing these mind games forever, lucid attainment of the year wheel. But